hello, good afternoon, and thank you very much for this interview.
Hello, thank you so much, you too.
So, Anastasia, how long have your father and your uncle been fighting, and where are they based now?
So, for example, my dad has been in the army since February 2022, and my uncle, he has been in the army since mobilization in April 2022. So when the war started, then they decided to go as volunteers, and now they both in the Donetsk region, and they carrying out the tasks. One, for example, my dad, he is now in Bakhmut, and my uncle, he is now in the direction of Bakhmut-Soledar.
So in Bakhmut, there have been massive attacks from the Russian army. Reports say that it's a totally destroyed city. Did your father describe these difficult moments to you?
Yes, for example, my dad, he told me that Bakhmut is completely destroyed now, and we don't have already this city, and surrounding villages are severely damaged. For example, with few buildings left intact, and we don't have people there, and the tree, like nature, is also chopped and burned, and the roads are cracked from shelling and heavy missiles. So now we don't have the city.
And do they have enough resources to fight? As far as I know, you tried to raise some money.
Yeah, so for example, I spoke with my dad and with my uncle, and they said that, for example, the mostly the supply of property or technical and weapon resources is an appropriate level. But however, there are some cases where, due to army rules like a bureaucracy procedure or soldiers don't timely receive the necessary supplies. Or, for example, they are not of property quality or they don't receive them at all, then comes like volunteers, like, for example, I and another volunteer organization, and we are trying to help the military to come to this aid of military. Because, for example, we can't postpone the combat tasks. It's like the war, and we can't postpone everything. And now, for example, I'm raising money for my uncle because he's in Bakhmut and he needs monocle. It's super important for him because he's working at night, and this monocle can help him to see what's happened on the field and what they can do. And because of that, I'm raising now for my uncle, money for my uncle. And early, I was raising money for my dad because it was like a car, and they need to have this car for, for supplying of the food or missiles to the point where they are staying. So it's like all time we have a lot of needs, like super quick needs what we have or what we need to bring them.
And so during these 2 years, how much have you raised to support the people who fight for Ukraine? How much money?
So I can say it was like around 10,000 euros because I was raising money for my dad and his groups of military people. It was like military clothing, helmet, bulletproof vest, also monocle. It was the same for my uncle and also some colleagues of him. And I can say also like around what people, I mean, like another volunteers, like in volunteers organization, altogether we raised around 270 millions last year.
Millions?
And millions euro, yes. 270 million euro last year, and this year, last year 2022, and this year and 2023, it was like around 670 million euro because all people, they donate all time, and we have different organizations, different people who is helping their, family, or they help their friends, and because of that we raised all time this money.
So you decided a few days ago to financially support Ukraine. Are volunteers who fight in the field informed about this already, and what did they tell you?
Yeah, so we know, like all volunteers, they know about this, and also my dad and my uncle, they know. So I can say that we are certainly grateful for all these efforts and support of European Union and the whole world that supports Ukraine in this war. And also we understand this difficult of making such a decision and the necessity of creating conditions and controlling all this implementation in Ukraine. And it's like a big help for Ukraine now because we need another another weapon, because it's not enough. Russia is super, I don't know, they have a lot of force of weapons, and because of that, this money will go to military aid, and volunteers, they will help with all another military help also.
Okay, so Anastasia, I want to ask you something more personal. How do you deal with the war and the fact that your father and your uncle are in the front line?
I can say that it's like the war, it's already 2 years, and for me it's still complicated to live normal life, but I'm still trying to live, but not like it was early. For me, for example, it's complicated to understand how is sleeping my dad and my uncle. For example, I'm sleeping in the bed and they sleep I don't know where, and for me it's like super complicated. And also the whole family, they are in Ukraine, in Kiev. My mom, my grandfather, they are all in Kiev, and Kiev is also sometimes under the attack. And for example, 2 days ago, it was also destroyed, one civilian building. And really, I can say that for me, it's still hard to live, but I'm trying to live, and I'm trying to help all time. If I can help, then I will help with all possibility what I have.
Anastasia, do your father and your uncle believe that Ukraine can win the war?
Yeah, because yes, because we don't have another possibility. If Ukraine will lose, then we will not have the country, so we will not have possibility to live. And I'm sure that, for example, my uncle and my dad, they will be killed because they were for Ukrainian side, and they both they believe that also we will return all occupied territories with the borders 1991. And also they said me that they need and they will and they must stop the existence of racism. So, and because of that, I can say 100% that they believe in the win.
And do you believe Ukraine can win the war?
Yeah, because for me, it's like, it's my country, it's my home, and I believe also. But I know that, for example, if Ukraine will lose, then Russia will not stop. And the same told my grandparents, my dad, my uncle. They said that Russia will not stop only just in Ukraine. They will go to another European countries. And I remember that they told already that they will occupy Berlin in 3 days. It was the same like with Kiev, they told, and now they are trying also to force people or to afraid people that they have this possibility to destroy the whole world. And because of that, I believe that Ukraine will stop this war, Ukraine will win, and then I hope that everything will be good in my country. It will be the hard time after the war, but I believe that everything will be good.
So Anastasia, is there anything that you would like to share with Greek people, or probably do you have a message from your father and your uncle?
Yeah, so I told my dad and my uncle that I will have interview, and they said to the Greek people that they are super thankful for all this supporting in Euro-Atlantic integration, or for example with military and technical defense and humanitarian support for Ukraine. And they would like also to thanks to everybody who can help them and who can support Ukraine. And we will believe and we will win this war. It's in 100%.
Anastasia, I would like to thank you very much also for the videos that you sent to us, and we were watching this during this interview. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, you too. Thank you. Bye.